Hey Fae folk, welcome back. So Fang Vote Catty has finally arrived, and y'all, I am so excited about this doll. I did very nearly cry about this one. Cannot lie. Like I opened her up and I was just like, she's here. She's here. So now we get to do a video and a little unboxing of her. Real quick, right off the bat, I do want to go over just a couple of ground rules, which I don't normally do a ton in my videos, but I do just feel like I don't know, she might merit a couple of extra things. So obviously, I try to keep this as a place where y'all are free to express your opinions. I don't want you to ever feel like just because you disagree with me, you can't say something. The disclaimer that I literally always give is that you're free to express your opinion no matter what it is, just so long as you can be nice about that. However, I do want to add, I guess, two caveats just for my personal sanity for reading the comments. The first one is a little bit more selfish. I don't know. I don't care if you complain about how this doll looks or the quality or the box or the price or literally anything except for two things. The first thing that I really would like to not have to hear in the comments is this doll sucks because she's G3. She would have been better as G1. It's really messed up that they made this a G3 doll. I'm sorry. I just don't want to hear it. Like, quite frankly, if that's your feeling, it kind of makes me wonder why you would click on a video that you know is going to upset you. I don't know. Maybe that's like a hot take. But I just feel like it's not as though there aren't plenty of G1 collectors or collector dolls that have come out. Like, I literally think there has been a Skeletor almost every single month this year. There have been so many G1 collector dolls. So the fact that the Fang Vote Catty was a G3 doll instead of a G1 doll, it's not like it's really taking anything away from people, at least in my opinion. If you feel differently, that's fine. But I just feel like this is not the video to express it. Like, I want this to be a video where, again, you're free to make your critiques and have complaints. I'm not saying you have to love this doll 10,000%, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I would like for these to be good faith complaints, not complaints about the doll existing in the first place, which brings me to the second thing that I don't want to hear in the comments. And this one definitely I think is the first one you can kind of be like, okay, Rain, you're being a little ridiculous. Maybe you're a little too sensitive. This one, genuinely, I don't want to hear anybody complaining about the size of Catty. I don't want to hear any oh, she would be better if she was skinnier, or hopping off the G1 thing. Oh, she would have been better as a G1 doll because they're nice and thin. Like, she's ugly because she's fat, pretty, but she's fat, so that ruins. I don't want to hear any of that because it's frankly just fucking nonsense. She's a little chubby and she's really, really beautiful. And I just don't want to hear it. Again, if you just think that this doll doesn't have a good outfit, that's fine. I disagree, but that's fine. That's not a big deal, and we can still be chill with each other. But if you want to come into the comments and be like, ew, chubby dolls are ugly, just get off the channel. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry I have to say that. I don't know. I want to try to have this be again a happy video where we can enjoy the doll, or we can make reasonable critiques about her, but I really don't want to have to be fighting off fat phobic people in the comments. So with that being said, now we can get to the more fun part, which is taking a look at her inbox before I rip it all apart to get her out, because I obviously have to unbox this doll. So I was super, super duper excited to see that Catty got a doll for the Fang Vote, and also that she was G3. G3 Catty is just she means so much to me. Y'all know this if you've seen her original unboxing video. So this was a huge, huge win for me. And I will say right off the bat, there are some things that I do think make this sort of better than I expected, specifically when it comes to the packaging, because there was quite a lot of discussion about, just how Catty looks in general and the box and everything, and whether it was really worth the price. And I'm not going to say 100% yes. I mean, I haven't touched her, so I feel like I can't 100% say that. It was worth it for me, just because I love her and I want her. But I do understand the critiques. I completely get where people are coming from. I was just surprised by some of these things that I think make it a little bit less questionable. Definitely still the box is not as crazy as it could be, but all of the stars and everything are raised in 3D, which I do genuinely like. I know it is just a basic box, okay? I get it. But I do think that it adds just a fun tactile experience that I'm sort of fond of. I don't know, just getting to feel the outlines and everything I think is really cool. The back of the box here, hopefully the glare isn't too bad from my light, but it does have a photo of Catty And then it says Feline Time Tour shining on stage the 13th at midnight, obviously, because when else would Monster High have a concert, and Catty specifically. It says the one and only super stylish and superstitious superstar is kicking off her tour with a fierce performance at Monster High. I cannot believe I said that without stumbling over my words. That was crazy. And then at the bottom, I hope I'm like holding this at the right place for you to be able to see it. But it says featuring chart topping songs like The Cat's Meow, Chilling Charms, Lucky 13. I'm not going to read all of them. I think it is so cute that I don't know why I spun her all the way around. For Catty, they like made a little playlist for her basically. I think what would be absolutely insane and sick is if Mattel had produced these songs. Like, I think that would have been a little bit more exciting and a little bit more like, oh, okay, yes, you're paying for the doll, but like as a fun bonus, all the songs on her box, here's like an album of like the songs, or here's like a select few of the songs. As of right now, I don't believe that they've done that. Maybe they will at some point. I don't really know. I'm just saying I think that that would have been very, very fun. And then the other thing that definitely helps for me with the price is that we did get a little photo print of Catty. Now, I am going to talk very, very briefly about like the comparisons to past Fang votes in a second. We'll get there. There's a lot to go through in the intro for this video. Anyway, for Catty though, we did get this super pretty photo print. It is on shiny paper, so I'm hoping the glare isn't like too bad for y'all. But I really do like it. Generally speaking, I would rather have an illustration than a photo, just because if I have the doll, I can take a picture myself, right? Whereas like I can't necessarily draw it in like a different artist's style. But I still like that it's here, especially because this isn't something that I don't think that they had let us know that this was coming. I could be wrong on that, because Full Throttle, I just like don't read the descriptions on Mattel Creations. I just like look at the doll. But I didn't expect it, at least. So this was a fun little thing to see like come out in the box with Catty. So I think this is a nice little addition. I can add it to the wall, and it's going to be super, super fun. But yes, when it does come to comparing the previous Fang Vote dolls, I did make like an entire video sort of defending this doll when she first came out. I do still stand by a lot of what I said, if I'm remembering all of it correctly. When we look at the past two Fang Vote dolls, there was Fang Vote Rochelle, which I personally think was quite a mess. I just didn't think that necessarily all of the choices were the best, and I do think that the design that we were shown before the images of the actual doll were shown, they just were very different. Like the colorations were very different. I don't know. For me, she was sort of a disaster. She did have a like sort of fun box though, which was pretty cool. I don't believe she came with an art print. Please correct me if I am wrong. I don't remember seeing it in any reviews of that doll, but like I have far from a perfect memory. And then we got Fang Vote Jennifer, who definitely like not everyone loved, but I feel like if you love her, you love her. And even if you don't love her, you can probably appreciate the amount of detail that came with that doll. And she had an art print and a really, really cool box and everything. So like I can understand why this feels different and maybe not as exciting and like just not quite up to par. My sort of thought process on that is mostly that I genuinely believe that Fang Vote Jennifer was a random flash in the pan, and I don't necessarily think we are ever going to get a Fang Vote doll, or maybe even another Monster High doll like that ever for like the foreseeable future. I don't know. I don't see that being a thing. Like I said, I thought that Rochelle was sort of a mess, and some people feel that way about Catty as well. There are, again, plenty of like complaints, like the more simplistic box, the fact that the art print is a photo print versus an illustration print. You know, there are definitely things. I know a lot of people are like not a huge fan of the outfit. Like that makes sense to me. I can see why people would be upset about that. I think it just doesn't bother me as much because I'm not looking at it so much as, oh, this doll came off the back of Fang Vote Rochelle or Fang Vote Jennifer, and like that doll was so good, why isn't Catty as good? I'm thinking of it like, okay, so Fang Vote Jennifer was like a blooper. Like that was not supposed to be that good. And like this is more the standard of Fang Vote dolls. Is that a good mentality to have? I don't know. And again, you don't have to agree with me. That's just why I personally am not super upset about it. It also does help that I do like her outfit and everything. So I don't know. There's that. Again, I'm sort of just rambling. I just feel like there was a lot more happening with this doll than maybe like with previous Fang Vote dolls. So I just feel like there's more that I have to say, and I'm still not fucking done, y'all. I'm sorry.
we're yapping away. I will have put a chapter in this video, so if you were bored, you could have skipped this at this point. I mean, you can skip it even without chapters. There's just one more thing I would like to complain about, and it has nothing to do with Catty herself. It's just about Mattel as a company. These dolls, you may have seen other content creators post videos for these like 2 weeks ago or something like that. And I was just like, okay, so is mine in the mail? What's going on here? Like, I was frightened because I saw other people getting these dolls and I was like, oh, sick, mine should be on the way soon. And I kept checking and I wasn't getting a shipping notification and blah, 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 blah. And I genuinely was like, oh my God, something went wrong with my order. Like they have the wrong address or the wrong email address, or like the payment didn't, like, I had no reason to believe that from checking out way back earlier this year, but my whole brain was like, oh, I haven't gotten a shipping notification. I'm seeing all these other people on social media get their dolls. I'm not going to get my doll. So I reached out to Mattel and I was just like, hey, so like I'm seeing other people getting these dolls, but I still haven't gotten a shipping notification. Is anything wrong? And they were like, oh, yeah, no, she's a pre order. She's not promised to ship to you until January of 2026. And I was like, girl, I know. I got that. I saw that. However, she is being shipped out. And they literally just like repeated the same message again. They were like, oh my God, we understand being excited, but like no one else is getting that. Like they wouldn't even acknowledge that anyone else was getting it. Um, but that was what was going on. Obviously, mine did end up showing up and I was super, super grateful for it. But like what are we doing here? I don't even care if they are shipping them out in batches for some reason. I don't necessarily know because I don't know like the logistics and everything behind it, why that would be more beneficial than shipping them all out at once. But it doesn't even like I don't even care about that. What I care about is I feel like it would be good for you to let your customer base know that. Because to me, it just I feel like other people had to have been panicking too, right? Like I can't be the only paranoid person who's like, oh my God, my $90+ are just gone with the wind. Like, where is my doll? I just think that they should have said, like, hey, we're starting to ship these out. You can expect yours within like the next few months, or like you're going to be in batch 3. Even if they don't even know that, if they can just say, hey, we're shipping out in batches, it is only a problem if you haven't gotten it. But I don't know. I just feel like a little bit more openness would have been nice in that regard because I certainly was freaking out. But we're genuinely almost done. I am so sorry. The only thing else that I have to go through is the doll rubric for Miss Catty here. So for emotion, I was gonna give her a 4, but then like I did almost cry upon opening the box and realizing that she had made it home safe and seeing her face. So I guess we're gonna give her a 5. Need to customize, she does get a 4. We'll talk about it in a minute here. Quality though, she gets a 5. Number of pieces I like, she also gets a 5, which is pretty rare for me, I think. And then uniqueness, even I can admit that she does get a 3. Okay, I am a defender of this doll, but like she's not a new character. And while I think this design was unique enough for me to want to buy it, it definitely isn't what I would call like a very unique design, which if I'm doing my math correctly means that she gets a total of 22 points, which means that she like just barely scored high enough for me to like justify purchasing her because I'm supposed to, for dolls that are more than $60, score them at least at a 22. So that's nice. Catty barely scraped by there, which is like interesting to see because the collector dolls with the rubric have been a little bit tricky because we're just seeing prices going up, but I still want to feel happy with my dolls. That's not the point. You have rambled enough, Rain. I'm gonna unbox her and then we'll come back and we'll talk about everything that she comes with and like the details and like the little things that I want to change and the quality and just all of those things. So I will be right back with you. Alrighty, we have got Catty all unboxed. First thing, we do have the certificate of authenticity. It's just kind of one of those things. It's in the box. I don't know. We do have her on her saddle stand that I will show you in more depth in like literally just a second here, but I did just want to highlight she is full floating. Like she is floating. There's like a little more than like my nails width between her shoes and the platform of the stand, which I know that's not a lot of width. However, it is enough to make her float, so she does feel like a little unsteady. I mean, she's staying on. I don't want to be mean to her. Like okay, you know what? I have to give him props for that because I fully was like, oh, it looks like the saddle stand is a little iffy, but I mean, I'm not like hitting her, but I'm giving her like a good bop. So I feel like it's comparable to if you accidentally like bumped into your doll shelf. That's about like the strength that I'm putting forth here, and it's not so bad. So I honestly was like, oh, we're starting this video off with a big negative. It's still not great that she's floating, but like it's better than I thought it was going to be. Stay over there, Catty, just for 1 second. So this is her stand. It is just like the saddle stand, and then the base has this cracked mirror effect to it, and then says Catty Noir. On the other side, it is in this cute heart shape. I do really like how big the stand is, just because clearly her outfit is so voluminous. I kind of feel like a little stand. Like you could either go tiny stand and like you're trying to hide the stand so you don't see it, but if you want the stand to be a feature and like you want to point out that it's there and have it be part of the design, I'm really glad that it is this big because I just feel like it balances better with her outfit. We're going to talk about the color at the end because I have feelings on that one. But before we get into any like real critiques or anything, we're just going to go ahead and look Catty over from head to toe. So first off, she does have a full head of micro braids rooted in. There are two different shades of pink. So there's like the lighter one and then the hot, hot pink that Catty is definitely known for. This is so soft. Like one of the softest things I've ever felt. She's definitely not my first doll with micro braids, but like this is just they're just so lovely. I really like how they've been like parted around the ears and like here to give her just a little bit of a face framing piece there. It's very pretty. I'm not going to check the rooting. I'm sorry guys, but I'm not taking this ponytail down. Like I just don't want to have to redo it. Is it complicated to redo? Not necessarily. It is just a ponytail, but still I don't feel like dealing with it. I do think that the look though is very cute for her. Like a high ponytail, it just feels right for Catty, you know. But I like the micro braids sort of make it feel more specific to this version of Catty and like this generation. I don't know. I love her. She's so baby. We've got this decorative like ponytail holder, ponytail cuff, perhaps. Got some pink stars on it. And then we do have little earrings. They are asymmetrical, just a little bit. So this side is just the stars. And then this side has the number 13, and then also some dangling stars. I don't necessarily think that they're like 100% necessary because there's a lot going on with the rest of the head, but they don't bother me. So I'll take it. Then we have Catty's microphone piece. So it has like stars sort of where her ears would be were she a human being, but it's just, you know, over her hair because her ears are on the top of her head. And then spikes all along the top, along with a couple of stars sort of faux dangling. They're not really dangling, but faux dangling down there. Same on both sides. And then on this side, there is a little like mic that comes out to be closer to her mouth. And the actual like tip of the mic is in the shape of a skillet. It's kind of hard to see. But I think that's a very, very cute detail. Like they obviously could have just gotten away with a circle or like a little like pill shape, you know. But having it be a skillet, I do think is genuinely just so cute. That brings us to her face though, and this doll is so pretty to me. Like she just is gorgeous. You can just barely see that she has her edges painted and she does have a star in her edges. It's like peeking out, which I think is just the most precious thing. The stars in her actual makeup are so fun and vibrant and just like graphic and cool. I love the detail of the black and the white for the painted lashes. It just really gives them so much dimension. And especially because she does have a very, very, very deep purple, like almost black skin tone, it definitely helps them stand out. And I just love it for her. The two-tone lips, like she's so perfect to me. I love her so much. She's so cutie. Like in the face, my girl is perfect. Then we have sort of a harness situation wrapping like around her back. It goes under both arms and then, you know, across the neck and chest area. So sort of functioning as a necklace there. We've got more spikes and the number 13 and a bunch of like little pink studs. Then we get to the outfit. And the reason that I said this was contentious before, I'm gonna let her stand because the outfit's so big you can't really see it if I'm like holding her, I feel like. But yeah, the reason that this outfit is contentious is because a lot of people think that it is way too similar to her G3 core look, which I'll pop on screen so you can like see the two together so you can sort of see what I mean. It's not that I disagree. I just think I don't care. And obviously, if you care, if that bothers you, like that's fine. You're free to hold these opinions. I just genuinely like it doesn't matter to me that it's kind of the same or like similar because it definitely isn't the same. Like when it comes to the similarities, yes, the main body is the silver and it's got like the cracked mirror effect and then like the shoes are these big pink boots. And even like the sleeves, like her original doll had that god awful shrug situation with just the most heinous material that I've ever felt. That was really, really bad. Like, so I get it, but it was very, very tiny puff sleeves. Like, all of this is much more dramatic. The boots are fabric. The like main body piece is a like tiny little bodysuit. It's like between a romper and a bodysuit. I don't know if there's like a big classification difference there. Whereas in the original, it was a dress. Again, I'm not trying to say that they aren't similar. I just think that they're different enough for me for it to like not matter. And I want to be careful saying this because I really truly like it's no skin off my back if that's the reason you don't like this doll. That's fine. I got her and ultimately I have some things to critique. We're going to get there, but ultimately I'm happy that I bought her. So it truly does not matter to me if you're like, yeah, the outfit is too similar. I just want to say that I do think it's sort of interesting that we're getting that complaint because her first doll, the number one thing that people said, like her core look was like, oh, we hate the outfit. Everyone hated the outfit. I thought it was like not the best, but I didn't think it was that bad. It needed a little fixing up, a little zhuzhing up to make it what I wanted it to be. But for me, it was still fine. But so many people were like, I'm not buying this doll, or not this doll, sorry. I'm not buying the core caddy specifically because her outfit is so ugly. So I do think that in some way, perhaps the designers were like, okay, here's our chance to do a really elevated caddy. And like we can sort of do those same motifs, but we can make it better because everyone hated G3's core doll for her. I could be wrong. I wasn't there. I don't know. But it is just something that I think is fascinating where everyone's like, oh, we hate this outfit. And it sort of seems like, okay, well, here's a better version. And then the answer is like, no, that's too similar. We don't want, I don't know. Again, that's not me trying to say you can't feel that way. I'm just, I guess, expressing that I don't really get it. I don't know, whatever. We can move on. That's the outfit. So when it comes to the bodysuit, this is like thick, thick fabric. It is crusted with glitter. I mean, you can hear it. Personally, I don't find it to be like bad texturally, but I do think it could be something that some people would find quite aggravating to handle. So if you are texture sensitive, specifically if you don't like the sort of rough feeling of glitter, just, be prepared for that if you ordered this doll. I don't really know. I don't mind it though, and I do like that it feels so thick because it does feel really sturdy. It definitely doesn't feel like this bodysuit is going to rip or like I can't move her or anything. Like she's good. We're chill. I can make her dance around, and this is not going anywhere. I also don't think I have any loose threads or anything, and it's also like this. It's fine. There's no glitter coming off of this, which I think in and of itself is quite impressive because most of the time when you have something this covered in sparkle, it's at least going to have a little bit of glitter fall out. But you saw I was like, I'm rubbing vigorously, okay? This is not like a light rub. It's not a hovering, like I'm not faking y'all out. Oh, I got my first fleck. You can't even see it. But I did get my first fleck of glitter finally. So I really like that. I like that for, the fact that a lot of people don't like glitter fallout, but also just for the fact that I feel like that does speak to the quality of the fabric, that it's not just shedding all over the place. When it comes to her big, massive, like, coat, is that what we're going to call this? It's what I'm going to call this. Is that the technical term? I literally don't know, but it's fine. This fabric is like, I don't know if you would have been able to hear that, very much like windbreaker fabric. So again, something that I do think some people with sensory issues might not like. For me personally, it's okay. And it's certainly not nearly as god awful as her core doll. This is actually touchable, which I do find quite nice. And I love the volume that it gives. I do think it was honestly a good choice from the material just because it does retain some stiffness. And so it still gives that like huge poof effect to it, which is just really, really fun. And then we have this other layer underneath with the holographic, which is, I love that inclusion for her. I think the holographic black is a great way to add just like the tiniest hint of more color, and it adds more shimmer without it just being more metallic, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm delusional, but I love that. I did not think it was going to be like this. I don't know why. I high key thought it would be like either a fully separate piece or like a full second layer. It's not, and that does bum me out. Okay, we're gonna mainly talk about the negative stuff at the end, but like I that does bum me out. I do wish that it was full all the way up. I also think it'd be cool if it was holographic on both sides. I definitely still don't hate it, but I gotta be honest with y'all. Like, even if I'm defending this doll, there are things that I don't like, and I'm gonna say it. She does have a belt here, so it says Noir around the middle, and it's got a little painted heart there, and then a dangling, like, knot chain, but like a molded chain of these stars. And she does have her tail in the back. You might have seen that earlier. It is fully articulated. Comes separate in the box, so if you got yours and haven't opened her yet, or, if you're planning to open her, obviously, don't be alarmed if it falls out. That's normal. It's okay. And then the boots. I think these might be only the second pair of fabric boots that Monster High has ever made, which I do think is quite notable. The other one was on a Fang Club Gulia, and I think that's the only other one. These are full fabric, like thigh-high boots, and I do think that they're really fun. The ruching down the middle, the super metallic pink, it's just such a good fabric choice. And I honestly, like, personally, I really like the texture of this. Like, just with the ruching, it's got some fun wrinkles to it. I don't know. We're kind of vibing. And then the platforms are these enormous platforms that are sort of like, it looks like they're made out of like piled up shards of glass. And they do have the 13 on the inside as well as on the outside. Why am I holding them so high up? I don't truly know. But that is pretty fun to me. So that's Miss Catty, which means we can talk about the things that I like, the things that I don't like, my overall feelings on the doll. Girly. Oh my God, no, I forgot. She does come with 2 bracelets on this hand, pink and then silver, and then a little 13 ring. And then on this side, she just has one like spiked silver bracelet. I forgot about that purely because they were hidden so well with the poofy coat situation that we've got going on here. Now, things that I am disappointed by. This black bit not being like a full second layer, I think that's a little silly goofy. Like, this doll was expensive. This doll was a lot, okay? So that does really bother me. My number one complaint is I think it is genuinely inexcusable. If I'm remembering right, I think this doll retailed for 90 when she came out, but because it's Mattel Creations, you also have to pay shipping and taxes depending on where you are. You always have to pay shipping, but like taxes are location dependent. So I don't remember exactly how much I paid, but like it's in the 90 plus range. And I do think it is a little bit inexcusable for a doll of that price range to have one item be truly metallic. As far as like the plastic items go, because the boots are definitely as metallic as like I would want them to be. Like, you can get fabric that's even more metallic than that, I feel like, but that's good for me. It's definitely very metallic. The fact that her, like, I almost said chest plate, and I think that's a little too dramatic. Her, like, harness situation, her belt, her stand, and her platforms are not also super metallic, or her jewelry. I think that's fucked up. And, like, we knew that that was coming, okay? So I'm not saying I'm surprised by that one, but I do just have to admit, like, I think that's kind of fucked up. I think that's weird. I think if you're going to sell us a doll for this much, that's crazy. The other thing is that I really, truly was looking at this, and maybe I was just being, like, naive and optimistic because I really was so excited about the fact that we were getting this doll at all. But part of me was holding back and being like, maybe the reason that, like, she's so expensive, I mean, she was going to be this price regardless because it's like the standard price for the Fang Vote dolls. But I think in my head, I was like, well, Jennifer, you could really easily see where the worth came in. And like, I guess maybe Rochelle has like a lot of fabric and a lot of hair and like the box and everything. I was thinking, okay, maybe the reason that like we can't tell that this doll should be this expensive, but maybe she is closer to worth that price point is maybe like we're going to get these and it's going to be the most amazing fabric ever. And it's not. Like, I do think that it does what it needs to do. I don't think that it was a bad fabric choice. I mean, I praised it for holding the shape and everything. But especially with like this being a half layer, I think that's where I'm most disappointed because that's like when it comes to fabric quality, for me it feels like something that you can't fully know until you have the doll in your hand. And so my thought process was truly just like surely this is going to be really incredible fabric and that's going to help justify the price point. And it's not bad fabric, but it's definitely not fabric that makes me go, oh yeah, that's why this doll was damn near $100, if not more. Like, I just was hoping for that to be like some sort of reason, and it's not. So, like, that does sort of suck. So, that's kind of where I can say, like, yeah, Jennifer, I fully was like, this doll was worth the price. Like, she absolutely was. Maybe this was a little overpriced. I'm still very happy to have her. Like, I don't regret getting her because, again, like, G3 Caddy just means a lot to me, and I personally really like the outfit and everything. But I definitely wouldn't say that for maybe like the average consumer is a good way to put it. This is a reasonable price tag, which is a disappointment to have to say because, again, I'm trying to defend this doll, but Mattel's making it fucking hard. I still think she's really pretty, and I still think there are a lot of wonderful things about her. But like, I have to own up to that. I was really hoping for more, and it just wasn't quite that. And then yeah, like the lack of metallic, because that's the thing that I need to change with my rubric. Where I was like, oh, there's one thing that I want to change. I need to go in and metallicize her shit so that she doesn't look goofy. Because it does look a little weird for just one item to be super metallic like that. I don't know. I probably won't do the stand because I think once I like do her boots, it'll be nice to have a contrast between the more matte of the stand and then the super metallic of the boots. But everything else needs to be metallic to not look ridiculous to me. So yeah, she's definitely not a perfect doll. I understand the complaints. I'm still really happy with her. My favorite things by far are the hair and then this face. Like, this face is just so unreal and so pretty, and yeah, I'm just super duper happy with her. So this was kind of a weird one just because I do feel like there was so much controversy, like light controversy, light, not like anything crazy when this all first came out though. And so I feel like people just have like a lot of feelings about it. I have a lot of feelings about it, clearly. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm secure with my purchase. I'm glad that she's here. I cannot wait to fix her up and like have her on my shelf because I'm just so happy that after so long of waiting and thinking that I wasn't gonna get her, thinking that she just was gonna be gone in the mail or something like that, the Mattel had forgotten me. I'm really, really glad that she is here. So that's finally everything I need to say on Miss Catty. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you get her? Did you not? Do you feel good about that decision? What are your thoughts on her outfit? Blah, 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 blah. All the typical stuff that I just like love to get your input on. But that's going to be it for me for today, y'all. I do hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.